guys, welcome to our channel.
We are FanClub, and for this week, we have decided to take things into another level, I guess. If you've seen our video basically introducing ourselves that we did, you have also heard that we have personality types. Wow, nobody else has a personality. So basically, you have seen that Rach is a INTP and I'm INFP.
Yeah.
FPP.
I'm still not sure, but
while searching YouTube, I found a video basically comparing the both types, and that's what we are going to react to today, right now. And yeah, this is going to not be fun.
yeah,
Also,
I'm going to be triggered. How many times?
Yeah, true. There's probably going to be a lot of stereotypes mentioned in the video for each type. So know that maybe we are not a part of those stereotypes.
Have you ever stumbled across the acronyms INTP on the internet? How about INFP? For those unfamiliar, these acronyms are two of the 16 MBTI types, also known as the Mayer-Briggs
kind of annoying because I hate ASMR and this sounds
and her daughter
exactly.
Isabel Briggs Myers.
Oh, I didn't know they were
on the psychiatrist Carl Jung's
Yes.
cognitive process theory, where he states that all people have dominant
I learned this
traits that are
year.
based on 4 categories, and there the MBTI personality types came to life.
Yes.
These categories are
Little
introversion,
extroversion,
sensing, intuition,
feeling,
feeling,
yeah.
and judging, perceiving.
I was like,
The
feeling.
combinations INTP and INFP are among the rarest out there, making up roughly around
Oh
3
my
and
God,
5%
I'm your
of the
name.
So
population
rare.
respectively. They are idealistic, creative, and curious people with a knack for using their
Unfortunately.
intelligence.
I'm not intelligent, so no.
They may also be private, rebellious,
Cute.
and can come across as distant.
You bitch!
Does this sound like you? If you ever wondered whether you are an INFP or INTP, we will share with you 5 key differences to help you tell these
I
two types
can
apart.
wait to know.
1. Inquisitive versus artistic. One of the differences between these two types is how they spend their time. INTPs are analytic people that often find themselves involved in
You feel
activities that are
embarrassed.
mentally stimulating. Books, strategic board games, and puzzles are some of the activities that excite an
Also,
INTP.
Yes,
I love
you
Since it
calling
provides
me?
them with a challenge that is
I love
both
all
safe
of
and
these
gratifying.
things. So
They enjoy learning new and quirky things.
Like I
and
said,
can spend
stereotypes.
hours absorbed in random topics.
Yep.
Like philosophy or astronomy. INFPs, on the other hand, are creative souls that love adding their personalized flair to the things they do. They
But also
crave
you
I'm gonna do that
authenticity
too.
and sincerity.
Yeah,
And
I do
working
your
desk
things and
jobs
you
that
might
they
be.
don't find value
While I
is
write
bound
her
to
love
burn out
doing
an
that.
INFP fast. Instead, INFPs tend to be drawn towards the arts, poetry, and music.
True.
Like I started loving like to paint or something like that, but like just small things, not like huge things. You do love a good poetry.
Yes, but I hate painting. But I also I spend my time reading and
Writing.
puzzles. I love puzzles. I love puzzles. Now I'm waiting for a 300-piece puzzle, but they're expensive.
I think we share a lot of things that we like, honestly.
Yeah.
I kind of know about myself is that if I got like online a random topic, I was like, okay, I need to search it. I need to find like this and this and this.
Yeah, me too.
I like pass like a whole afternoon like trying to get to that question that I have is like the beginning of the iceberg and like, okay, this is going to take a long time. But yeah.
I do so too. Like if a lot of the times.
Jesus,
happen.
this was hard.
Wow. While eating, while having lunch, and I'm like, oh, I need to search this, and then I stop eating and just search because I cannot like continue something without knowing the answer.
Musicians and authors are INFPs. For instance, these include people like William Shakespeare
Ew.
and Tom York.
I don't know who
Number
that
2,
is.
contemplated versus value-driven. Another difference between the two lies in how they make decisions.
Yes.
INTPs make decisions by looking at all angles,
Yes.
figuring out
It's
recurring
annoying.
patterns, or making predictions, and then choosing
Annoying.
the final decision.
Annoying.
It's not that cut and dry, however. Sometimes INTPs become too indecisive and fall into analysis paralysis.
Also
causing them
annoying.
to withdraw from the real world to ponder things over. But for the most part, INTPs enjoy serious, back-and-forth discussions with people who are as open and sharp-witted as they are.
It depends. You
INTPs even do this alone, taking the role of both perspectives and pitting different ideas against each other for fun.
Stop it!
Being the
You like to fight with me because you don't agree with a small thing, like a word. You're like, no, it's not that. I'm like, yes, please listen. Even though you agree, you just like the fight. And I'm like, stop.
I need to prove my point. I need to. And because when we make decisions, I always do like a vast possibilities. Like she said, yeah, you can do this in this day, and then I say, but we can do this, yes, fine.
I do English is difficult. Yes, I do the same, but you don't listen to me. You just give up because it's not one of your possibilities. So that's what I'm saying. It's annoying.
Do you have anything to say it to my face?
I am literally. I'm looking
no,
at
you're
you.
not. You're just in a screen.
INFPs make decisions that run on their own deeply personal values. This set of values are uncompromising and act as the steering wheel on how the INFP mind operates. INFPs are more likely to ask the question, what is the right thing to do?
Yep.
As opposed to, how to do this the right way.
It's annoying.
Consider the humanity of the experience as a whole, rather than the objectively ideal decision, making for a very inviting and pleasant company.
See?
3.
No, because she has like a problem and she says like, oh, how do I solve this? And then I'm like, B, and she says like, no. And just, I was like, fine.
That's not how that works.
And then she said like, oh, I could do that. And I was like, yeah, you could have. You could have.
Yeah, because I always know, I have one solution. If that solution doesn't work, I come up with another solution. If that solution doesn't work, I come up with another. And sometimes it ends up being her solution, but it doesn't work. I don't work that way.
Argumentative versus unity. Do you stay calm and collected in the face of a debate? Or can you not help but feel emotionally perturbed?
That's you. When I argument.
May be the most tactful people around.
I hate it.
And for many of them, tact is secondary to getting their point across during back and forth conversations. They are blunt with their words, and also adept at separating the thought and the person when in discourse. Despite their cool demeanor, INTPs rarely ever mean to hurt the emotions of others.
Okay.
However, their bluntness can oftentimes be poorly perceived by feeling types as rudeness, leaving the two sides feeling
I just want to say yes.
This is so true. This is so true.
I always get hurt when she says something I don't agree. Always. It takes me so long to be like, okay, I need to step away from this and take my feelings out of this conversation.
It's easier if I just say it out.
INFPs tend to be conflict-adverse and find more enjoyment in sharing fun and lighthearted stories with friends, rather than debating with them. If an INFP's core value is questioned and criticized by someone, they tend to clam up or become upset by the altercation. However, if someone goes a bit too far, an INFP is more than capable of lashing out towards the aggressor.
Yes.
Surprise even an INFP's closest friends. 4. Internal versus external control of emotions.
I don't like these emotions. Can we just pass on? I don't want to know about emotions right now.
Or are you more like a sponge, taking in the emotions of the people around you? Or neither?
Yeah.
For some INTPs, they may approach the emotions as a problem to fix, rather than emotional support. Having a low emotional threshold is different from avoiding and rationalizing with emotions altogether, which, according to research at Boston University, can cause many psychological problems. Healthy INTPs, on the other hand, are very much aware of the emotions of others. They're like sponges. Although they may not be the most charismatic types out there, like ESFJ or ENFJ, their caring and sweet side does come out when someone close to them feels down.
I do that sometimes.
The harmony of everyone else is what brings the INTP inner harmony. For INFPs, rather than being a sponge for emotions,
I got them all
like a running sink. They're highly reflective people with a sense of value that is directed from within, rather than shaped by their immediate environment. They always reevaluate their thoughts and feelings, thinking in terms of good and bad. Oftentimes, INFPs need to spend some time alone after social occasions to recharge and get in touch with their inner self again, since they are incredibly independent when it comes to judging what's right from wrong.
I guess it's alright. I don't know. It's just more
I didn't understand yours because of the words are too complicated.
It's like mix being an introvert with feelings, right? So I take in all of my feelings. I don't express my feelings. So me going out in situations and like being overwhelmed with other people's emotions stresses me out. So I need to step away from that and be like alone for like weeks to recharge my emotional battery.
Sometimes, like, if someone is like angry, I got angry. Like,
yeah, like if someone is so angry, rude. I get sad because that person is angry. Like I feel sad because that person is feeling something negative. So, no, it's like negative emotions, I feel sad about it. And if it's like positive emotions, I usually get like uncomfortable. Because I don't like emotions or other people's emotions. It stresses me out. That's why, for example, if
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. No, I don't care about what you're saying. I don't care about emotions itself. Like.
Yeah, I know. I understood that.
Internal versus external control over their thoughts. The last thing that separates these two is how they organize their thoughts.
We don't.
An INTP prefers independent and intuitive contemplation, rather than relying on instruction manuals or charts. This makes them highly intuitive and independent thinkers that can recognize inconsistencies from a different angle. Inventors like Albert Einstein and Charles Darwin are popular INTPs that did exactly that.
In the end, it's like the INTP types, obviously, have like a lot of solutions, and that's true. Like when we have like some kind of problem, she's like, "Oh no, I have this and this and this," and I was like, "Okay, there's this," and like, "No, but that's it." But I find it easier to give solution to other people than my problems.
Yeah, I think it's easier to also come up with solutions for somebody else than myself, because there's always that pressure to fix it.
Full focus mode or find personal value in their task, they can be very organized and structured. Journaling, for example,
it's so annoying.
one way for INFPs to express themselves while maintaining a sense of order. A healthy INFP is more than capable of using a structured and predictable set of rules to get the job done. But as it is not usually their strongest suit, they can tire out easily afterward. An INFP is a feeler first and foremost, so they would usually evaluate their values and principles in connection with the tables and charts, making sure that there's an underlying meaning in the things that they do.
Never, ever charts or tables or anything that's like a scheme. I hate it with a passion. It's like so not understandable.
She loves to plan.
From what my sister explained to me, me planning or organizing and stuff like that comes with stress. So when I'm stressed, I need to organize. So that's why I organize everything, because it's very stressful when things are unorganized.
For me, it's the other way around. I was like, oh no, too many like clear information. No, this can happen. It has to be chaos. I found super interesting is that every personality, like NTP and FP, has a little bit of each other personality, because that's how human like brain and body works. So you are not like a model that they say, okay, this is you. They like program you. No. You go like you start like developing differently from each. That's why you can have like a prototype of ENTP. They are like this, and every ENTP are like that. No, because there's different outsiders, different like family, like the way you grow up is different for everybody. So yeah. Why am I explaining this? Yeah. See, I'm not debating anymore. I'm just shut up.
Basically, personalities are like most things, and there's a lot of theories and things like that. But personality, or what the theory I agree with is everything is based on biology and your experiences together. So your biology says, oh, this is more likely you, but you can, from your experience, you can change that small thing, or like in different situations you get the same response, or in different situations you get the same response. There's no set rules.
There's no
for
right
anything.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
The scientists still like studying brain, like human brain, because it's so fascinating and it's so hard to study it because there's no formula for it. It's just.
And most things are very difficult to prove because the brain is something so unknown and so mysterious.
It works differently. It works differently for everyone. Different students with the same mindsets, but because of the way they grow up or the way their parents teach them to do that and that, they react differently to this thing. Maybe one is shy and other is extroverted, and they both react the same way, but with different like stimulus and stuff like that. It's fun. That's very hard to explain. It's very hard. That's why I struggle to understand it, because there's no answer. Like, it's very vague, or it's like, oh, this showed this, but this one showed that. And like, no, there's no answer. Like,
technically, there's answers, but there's no like answer for everybody, because mostly what happens in the brain is every time you grow up, every time you learn something, new neuron connections happen. So if you learn the same like some different people come on the same thing, but also different things containing to the context. So if, for example, both of us got bullied, right? But my connections, my brain got, oh, anxiety. And theirs was more, oh, depression. You know, there's no... That's the easiest way for me to explain. You know, or... different experiences. So like I lived more in the suburban, or like in the city vibe. She lives more in the countryside, which is also very different, and the connections are different. So she's more used to being around animals, or like free animals, or you know, more used to going.
That's so funny, because we like, our types are similar. Obviously, the thinker and the feeler it's the only difference. But it's funny when we are like in a garden and like there's running dogs. They're like, oh, it's like no. She likes dogs, but she's like, no, I like them, but far away. You're like,
very far away. That's exactly like that's the connection. Like the same situation, but different responses, because we grew up with different brains.
Yeah, but we have. The mindset is kind of similar.
Yeah.
Obviously, similar is like, what, 10% or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
But like, supposedly we think the same way. Sometimes we notice that. Yeah. But like, the reaction, because you are educated differently, you will learn differently for everyone. Everyone has a different type of learning. This is so big. This is a psychologist and a teacher psychologist.
It's fun, I like it.
until I start argumenting.
And then I hate it. I'm like, why are you against me?
But because she likes when I agree with her, because I can argument to others what we think. Yeah. But when it's opposite, it's like, no. Anyway, this is very long. No, this is very long. This is bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you like it, you probably don't.
Yeah. Well, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe down below if you want. And yeah, we'll see you next week.